Want to see how a midlife woman creates a magazine from her living room? Today, I'm going to take you behind the scenes and let you take a peek at exactly how Life Mastery Magazine comes together every single month. Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm a clarity and growth coach, and I'm also the editor of Life Mastery Magazine, LM Magazine for short, and a community leader inside Life Mastery Circle. And I create tools and community for women who want something more, who are ready for clarity and growth and want to create their best life possible every single day. And that's exactly why I created LM Magazine, because when I found myself in this phase of life, I could not find resources that helped me navigate whatever I was going through and them going through. So I thought it would be fun to get a lot of experts together, a lot of people, a lot of women with experience to talk to us about what it's like to be midlife and is it really what we hear it is? If you want to find out more, subscribe to the magazine. It's free and it's delivered to your inbox every single month. So let's get started. So the first thing in creating LM Magazine is brainstorming. Every month there's a different theme, and it can be anything from health, wellness to creativity to personal finance, time management. And I decide usually in advance, I look at the time of the year. And for example, September is personal finance. Why? Because summer's just ended. We just came from holidays. Kids are starting school. We're going back to our jobs. And it's like a reset. It's not January, but for me, September has always been a reset and almost the beginning of the year because, I count it from holiday to holiday. And it started when my kids were small and then it just stuck. So in September, I think it's important to get a hold on our finances because we just spent a whole lot of money on holiday and everything is going back to normal, if we can call it that. So our routines are starting again. And then in just 4 months, not even that, the holidays are here, Christmas is here, and we're going to be spending money and we're going to have Black Fridays, we're going to have Thanksgiving, we're visiting family and friends. And so we need to account for all of that. So I think September is the perfect month to do a financial reset or to start, really looking into your finances. And that's why we're talking about personal finance in September. We talk about goals in December or January because it's just that time of year. Um, we talk about creativity in the summer months because people are more relaxed and we have a little bit more time. The days are longer. And so, I think we can all take something from the themes that we have in the magazine. And so I try to make them make sense throughout the year, if that makes sense. So that's kind of how I do it. And I know a few months in advance what the themes are going to be. And I know who to reach out to. So that's the second phase. The second phase, I reach out to people that I would love to feature in my magazine. Not necessarily well-known people, but people that I know that are influencers in the area we're talking about, who are amazing coaches who support people, women especially, in these areas. And I also reach out to people that I know are artists, or in this case, who talk about personal finance or who had a tough personal finance story and who'd like to share it in the magazine, not in a way to expose or to just show us what not to do, but rather to give it a positive spin because the magazine is very positive. The message is positive. We're positive people around here. I should say I am. Because let's face it, I'm the CEO, Chief Everything Officer around here. So I want to keep things positive. I want to keep things light, giving them the value they need and they have, but just to keep things, in a positive note, because there's no sense looking back and just beating us up for mistakes we've committed along the way. We look forward and we try to do the best we can with what we have right now. That's kind of how it works. So I reach out to coaches, people, I have the conversations. Everyone who is featured in the magazine, I have spoken to them personally on Zoom. And these are people that have the right energy for the magazine. These are people that I'm happy to vouch for, if you will, and people that I'm proud to feature in my magazine. If I don't feel it, if the energy is not there, if the spin is very negative, it's not making the cut. So that's just how I do it, and it's my magazine, and I want to offer the best out there for everyone. So that's kind of how I run things. Then comes the editing. So editing and designing. I've this is one of the ways that I get to be creative. I get to decide what colors I want in that month. Or again, I try to go with the seasons because I want it to feel very natural, very organic. And just like the stories and the people that I feature in it, I want the colors to mean something. I choose the photos very carefully. I try to put something together that I'm proud of, but also that I would love to read and to find in my inbox once a month. That's just what is. And so I put together, I edit, I format everything, and just before going, I also during this phase I'll be talking to our advertisers. If somebody is on the cover, if I've sold the cover, because that happens, if I've sold the cover that month, I will be, getting the photos. I will be taking care of the interview. All of these things are happening a little bit at the same time because I want to see, the place I'm going to put them in the magazine. You know, there are also set features. For example, we have fun facts, we have a superfood, we have the day of the month. And these are just little things, little stories that are fun, that are light, and that I think are very interesting to know, even if they're not the main reason you'd reach out for the magazine. I think it's nice to have them there. We have Sudoku, we have word search. So, I always recommend podcasts. So during this time, I'll be listening to new podcasts that I found and see if they're relevant to what the message is that month. If I resonate with the person who is talking, I research, we're big on affirmations and journaling and all the things. And so everything is coming in at once. So I have like 2 weeks of the month that I'm just in magazine mode, and I'm just there. I'm just going, full magazine because I really want to make it amazing. And just before it's finished, I send the articles back to the people who wrote them, all formatted and with the right pictures, and I ask them to approve them. If they don't approve them, they're not being published. If they do approve them, or if they have any suggestions, we'll go from there, we'll finish them. And that's kind of how the magazine is made. And then comes the publishing. So it is a digital magazine. I do it on flip booklets, and it's amazing. You just create your file and you put it up there. And then it's the part that it's not as much fun, because up until now and up until finishing the magazine, it's amazing. And while I've been doing the magazine, putting it together, I also create the binder. So with every magazine, there is a companion binder, a workbook, where there are trackers, there are more journaling prompts, there are challenges, all the things. And this companion workbook is for my Life Mastery Circle insiders. So everyone who's in my community gets this workbook that they can, print out, they can use on GoodNotes or Adobe Reader for free, and they can just keep track of their month, how it's going, and all the things. It's not mandatory, like it's not you have to do these things, but it's there if you want to do it, and it can be fun. And sometimes the whole family can participate in the challenges, and I think, it's one more point of connection. If sometimes we're lacking connection with our family or with our spouse or a friend, and so we can do things together, and I think that's fun. I like that. And so then, like I was saying, it's the publishing. So I get it all up on flip booklets, and magic happens and it's done. So after that, all I have to do is to write my emails and send them out to all the subscribers. Again, if you want to subscribe to Life Mastery Magazine, it's free and you get it inside your inbox once a month. That's all. And I will leave the links in the description box so that you can subscribe if you feel called to do that. And if you do, thank you very much, because it helps me and it helps support the magazine. I get more advertisers, and that helps keeping it free. I also put all the resources on the hub of Life Mastery Circle for all my insiders to have the magazine, have the binder, the challenges all in one place. So all my insiders have access to all the magazines and all the binders and everything. It's included in their membership. I also send out the magazine to my advertisers so that they can share it with their own people. I send it to everybody that has contributed with an article for the magazine that month. And I share it. I share it on LinkedIn. I share it on social media. And that's how LM Magazine happens every single month. So in about a week, I'll be very busy starting the magazine, getting all the, right now I'm talking to people. I'll be talking to people until the 15th and grabbing and getting their articles and all the things. And then off I go again, and it starts all over again. And I love doing that. And that's how the magazine happens in my living room, literally in my living room. um, just as this video is getting recorded in my living room. Um, it's a simple process now that I've had the hang of it. I started the magazine with my very good friend Norma Powers in April 2024. And I've been doing it solo since October or November 2024. And it was very, very important for me to have her with me in the beginning. It was very hard to start, just like a new project. And so I'll always be grateful to her for that. And now, I have the hang of it, but it can be, it's a little bit stressful because sometimes the articles, um, I have to make it all pretty and all the things. And I've been very lucky. I get really awesome people to write for me. And it's been an amazing journey, and I just love it. And the fact that I can share it for free, it's just amazing. The fun part is the magazine actually got me to create Life Mastery Circle, which is a community I created for women who got the magazine and wanted a little bit more, who are really excited to live their best life and they want to start a side hustle, or they just want to show up for themselves, or they need some support. And so everybody who joins my Life Mastery Circle by the end of September gets grandfathered in, and they also get one-on-one coaching with me for 12 months, once a month. So that's been really, really, really good. I get to see women start to showing up for themselves, others starting their businesses and really creating plans and all the things. And we have all of that inside the Life Mastery Circle. But today it's all about the magazine. So that's how it happens. That's exactly how it happens. And if you want to start a magazine, join Life Mastery Circle. I will teach you how I do it, and I will support you in your way on your way as well. So that's really exciting. And I'm so happy I'm doing that. And I'm so happy that I get to do this and be here with you and share it with you. Thank you so much for being with me today. I will see you tomorrow because, yes, the challenge is still here and going strong until the end of the month. And I hope to see you tomorrow. Bye.